Good morning. Welcome to Raaonline. Today's topic is carcinoma of vulva. So what are the risk factors for CA vulva? So there are basically two types of CA vulva, one which occur in a younger woman and one which occur in an older woman. So the one which occurs in younger age group is mostly associated with the human papilloma virus infection. And these human papilloma viruses can be associated with benign lesions like genital condylomas, and these are detected in 5% of vulval cancers. Then another form of risk factor or the pre-malignant lesion for CA vulva is vulval intraepithelial neoplasia. A coexisting cervical intraepithelial neoplasia is also a risk factor. Another risk factor is if the patient gives a previous history of any vulval dystrophies or chronic vulvar itching or vulvar pruritus. Other patients who have had previously a squamous cell carcinoma of cervix or vagina are also predisposed to CA vulva. Then the patients who are chronically immunosuppressed like HIV patients or other myelodysplastic disorders, and then smoking is a risk factor for the development of carcinoma of vulva. Now CA vulva is a relatively rare cancer and it accounts for 2 to 4% of genital cancers. So it can occur in elderly women in 6 to 7 decade, that is 60% of the cancers mostly occurs in the 60s or the 70s. Earlier in younger age group can also happen. So either it will be in the 7th decade or it will be before 60 years. Now this cancer of vulva is also being reported in young patients. Younger age groups who are predisposed to the cancer of vulva include those women who smoke, who have STDs, who have HIV and HPV infection. Other carcinomas associated with CA vulva are CA cervix and CA ovary. And CA cervix and CA vulva have a common risk factor, that is human papilloma virus infection. And ovarian carcinoma and CA vulva can also be found in the older age groups. So CA vulva is found to have more preponderance in the patients who are having other cancers of CA cervix and CA ovary. Now women who are nulliparous and low parity are also predisposed to vulval carcinomas. Now this cancer is relatively uncommon and it is only 2 to 4% of all gynecological cancers. It is the common cancer of the female genital tract after having considered CA cervix, CA endometrium and CA ovary. Then only comes the prevalence and incidence of CA vulva. The incidence is around 1.8 to 2 women per 1 lakh. And it is predominantly a disease of the postmenopausal age group. In very few, less than 2% of the cases will be less than 30 years of age group. The women who are less than 30 years are the one with HPV infection. The 6th and 7th decade of life is the commonest or the postmenopausal age group, and as a lady ages, her incidence of CA vulva also rises. Now, recently, there has been a rise in the incidence. Now, this rise in the recent times could be due to the longevity, because more women are in the postmenopausal and women increase in life expectancy and lifespan of a lady. There is an increase in human papilloma virus infections and an increase in the smoking habits. So, recently there has been a rise in this cancer. Now, 80% of these patients come to us with itching in the vulva or a swelling or an ulcer in the vulva. Now this lump may be a raised papillary lesion with pigmentation. The ulcer can have everted margins, indurated base. Indurated means hardened or thickened base, and the surrounding skin may be fissured, cracked or inflamed, and there may be also some white patches or dystrophic patches may also be present. Now these invasive cancer vulva may have single lesions or multiple lesions, and most common site of the vulval cancer is labia majora. Occasionally there may be primary lesions in the clitoris or in the perineal area. Mostly it is the anterior vulva which gets involved. Very rarely there is involvement of the posterior vulva. So anterior vulva is a 2/3 of the lesions and 1/3 of lesions are in the posterior vulva. These lesions can be ulcerative. If they ulcerate, they can bleed and they can offensively smell, and pain is a late feature. So especially if there is a painless ulcer, we do need to do a biopsy to rule out cancers of vulva. In fact, the dictum is all vulval lesions should be biopsied. Then one should also look for the inguinal lymph nodes. And one should also ask the lady about the presence of any urethral or rectal symptoms like dysuria frequency, incomplete emptying, or tenesmus. Now, this is like a formation of keratin pearls with a keratinizing squamous cell carcinoma of vulva. Now, this keratinizing squamous cell carcinoma of vulva is typically a disease of postmenopausal women of the 7th decade, and this usually does not have an association with HPV. Now, there are two types of CA vulva, the type 1 and type 2. So, the type 1 variety happens in the younger age group 35 to 65 years old, whereas the type 2 variety happens in the older age groups, which is a disease of the postmenopausal woman. So, if there is a neoplasia or intraepithelial neoplasia is very highly associated with type 1 cancer, whereas it is not associated with type 2 cancers. So, type 1 cancers, they are associated with the viral integration, mostly the human papilloma virus, and in a younger age group, whereas type 2 is associated with the squamous cell carcinoma well differentiated variety keratinizing type, and it is mostly associated with vulvar atypia. Now, DNA association of type 1 is usually present with HPV, whereas very rarely these type 2 have been shown to have a de-associated DNA of human papilloma virus co-infection. Now, in the type 1, the pre-existing lesion or the pre-malignant lesion is vulval intraepithelial neoplasia, whereas for the type 2, the pre-malignant lesion is lichen sclerosus. There is a strong association of the condylomas with type 1, and very rarely condylomas are associated with type 2. Sexually transmitted diseases and smoking are also associated with type 1 younger age group human papilloma virus, and STDs and cigarette smoking have got very negligible association with type 2 or no association with type 2, which is the postmenopausal vulvar atypia leading to sclerosis, leading to keratinization, leading to squamous cell carcinoma. So, type 2 carries a total different etiopathogenesis as compared to type 1.